Well, it's Friday.
It's Friday the 13th. I don't think we've ever done a mail call on a Friday the 13th.
I have no idea.
That's-
He's superstitious a lot.
I am not superstitious. I'm not superstitious. I just, I want to make sure it's like Voltaire on his deathbed. It's a quote, Voltaire, as he's dying on his deathbed, famous guy, humanist, really sort of thinking about things, and he was being, on his deathbed, he was being exhorted by a Catholic priest to repent and renounce the devil. And Voltaire said, now, this is not the time to be making any enemies.
That's so funny. I have a random question. Not for you, for Australians.
Australians?
So this morning, Sebastian was watching Bluey, and the dad made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Do you guys eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, or did they change that for American audiences?
I don't know. I mean, people have been talking, it's been like this trope for, I don't know, based on what I see on Reddit for 15 years about, being in a foreign country and going to the American section of a supermarket and seeing the stuff they have there, and it's almost always peanut butter. And most of the time, I remember most people just expressing just mystification at like what it's all about. Like, what's the deal with peanut butter? Like,
It's good, but I don't know if there's like, if they changed it for American kids or if you guys regularly eat peanut butter and jellies. So.
Well, I thought that they ate Vegemite.
Maybe it was Vegemite and they changed it so kids don't go, what? Vegemite.
I don't know why they wouldn't keep it, because then maybe they'd learn about Vegemite.
I don't know. I just didn't think that they ate peanut butter.
Yeah, they can knock us, but we can knock them. I mean, this whole Vegemite thing. But I don't know, peanut butter.
So there was my question for Australians.
So the deal is, if you're not familiar with peanut butter because you're from overseas.
I thought you were going to say Bluey.
No, not about Bluey or anything else like that. Talking about peanut butter, people are interested in this stuff. Honey, in what form is it best?
I like it crunchy, but everybody else in the house likes creamy.
What are you talking about? I prefer crunchy.
Our children all prefer creamy.
It just it gives the peanut butter less moral character.
And also, I don't like Skippy and stuff. Like, I want real peanut butter. Like, it's crunched peanuts.
Wait, you don't think there's a place for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that's literally white bread, jelly, and Skippy peanut butter?
No, the last time I had Skippy or Jif or whatever, I was like, oh God, this is so sweet. It was awful.
Now I'm actually curious about having one of those like serious like kid tech level sandwiches.
Time to go get a box of Uncrustables.
No, man, you gotta make it from scratch, and you gotta get the Welch's grape jelly, and you gotta get either Skippy or Jif, I'm not sure, and a thing of Wonder Bread, and then we can do that. That's one thing. The next thing though is, of course, peanut butter toast, which I think is the apogee. I think that's peanut butter almost at its best. Like, I don't believe in peanut butter in terms of being like a dessert component. I've never thought of peanut butter as a dessert thing. I don't even know how I would class it.
I don't know.
Is it a savory or what?
A condiment?
The only peanut butter dessert I like are peanut butter cookies. I'm just saying. All I have to say, people, is go down to your local store, and if they have an American section, see what they've got for peanut butter, and extend your horizons a little bit.
And Americans, feel free to tell us your opinion on what's the best peanut butter.
Yeah, really. What we have Adam's Creamy. That's pretty much what we stick with now.
Or I like to get, I don't know if it's Jason's or Justin's because it's easier to spread, but I'll also, if I'm in a health food store, I'll just use the crunchy machine and get those.
Yeah, you just go there. They have these things, again, for foreigners. You can actually go to the big health food store, and they have these giant squisher cruncher grinders, and you can custom grind your own peanut butter right there. Like it has different flavors. Like, you can put like maple and stuff in it, and you can make your own, the best kind of stuff. And that's an experience too. That kind of peanut butter, though, it settles out, so you have to mix it all the time.
not expecting this conversation.
I don't know, just thinking about peanut butter. It's one of those, it's a special thing, and it has a very special place. Life would be a lot less fun without peanut butter.
It's true.
Okay, you want to do wrist check?
Yes.
Let's do wrist check. What in the heck are you wearing?
My calculator watch. I found it on the dresser.
Oh.
And then I was like, oh no, it's an hour off. And then I figured out how to reset it, which is press numbers. And there we are.
Wow, you reset it yourself?
I know.
Wow, that's really awesome. Okay. There I am. So I've been wearing a super high accuracy quartz. It's been like just crazy accurate basically to the second. But I've been wearing it so much, and I was like, I really should wear something else. And I accidentally chose the complete opposite of my high accuracy quartz. Big, heavy, first generation Marine Master. I don't know why I had trouble getting that one out. The SBDX001. So it's interesting to me, though, is that I went from a very thin, very light, very accurate watch to a very big, very heavy, high beat, in theory, accurate watch. So I've set this to the second, and we'll see. This is a beautiful watch. Of all of Seiko's watches they put out in the aughts, this is the best one, if you ask me. So we've got questions here, and we're going to work with what we've got.
Mm-hmm. Okay, from the last mail call, Joseph Stewart. Hey, S&S, quick question for next mail call. My 7C43 7010 has this week started doing the 2-second skip, indicating that I need to do a battery change. That's no biggie for me, but I'm a little concerned as I could swear I did a battery swap on this one a little over 12 months ago. But what's more concerning, in addition to the 2-second skip, is that it has also gained 25 minutes in the last 7 days. That has me worried. Is this something I should be concerned about, or maybe it's just a dead battery? Lots of love from down under.
I would think it sounds like your battery's failing, but why would it be running more quickly? That's especially by 25 minutes, unless it's like the double jump just keeps going. Maybe the power output is getting really weird from a failing battery, and it's making it go multiple jumps forward.
Yeah, you better get that battery out of there.
I mean, but you'd have to sit there. I mean, sit down and like watch the thing like a hawk. Or you could set up your phone and do a time lapse against another watch, so that you could see both the displays going simultaneously, and then see what kind of jumps you're getting. That if you have two. And I'm sure you do. You have two 754X.
7C43.
He's got a 7C43, but if he gets a 754X, he can set it to hacking and go click at the same time, and then you have your camera and you do your time lapse, and you can see the time jumping forward. And so it'd be interesting to see if it like goes forward and jumps and then pulls back, or if it's just a steady too fast. I don't know. That's really interesting. Have I ever had anybody ask that question or observed that before. So that is my suggestion. I'd love to know if it does that. But I would also assume that the battery is definitely not happy.
Pharaoh Man 007 James Bond did wear a golden tuna while in the diving suit in For Your Eyes Only.
Oh, when he was fighting.
I don't know.
Well, there were two of those movies that had that one bad guy, that Jaws dude. He had like metal teeth.
I don't remember.
You don't remember it?
No, I didn't. I don't really know my Roger Moore ones very well.
I mean, come on. I understand they're not everybody's cup of tea. I mean, but he was my James Bond.
That's fine.
So I mean, he was the one. I mean, I grew up on Live and Let Die. Though no, that's not true. Whenever they would go through on TV and they would start playing all the Bond reruns, it would be like a thing. They would play all the Bond movies during a given series of Monday afternoon movies or whatever the heck it was. I think actually my favorite usually almost always was Dr. No.
I like Dr. No.
Yeah, Dr. No is pretty cool. because it's so iconic. And I don't know, I just kind of stopped watching Bond after Daniel Craig.
Yes, I know, I was there.
Were you?
Yep. Nacho Valenti. Hi Spencer, I don't know what's wrong with your Rdunae 6105-8110. I bought the Rdunae 6105-8000 almost 4 years ago. I have dived with it quite a few times. I go to the beach for swimming. Sometimes I've used it when I go running. The truth is that it is not the watch that I take the most care of, and so far everything works perfectly and is in very good condition. By the way, 6 months ago I installed new seals. A friend of mine also has it for about 3 years ago, and although he doesn't dive with it, it also works without problems. You can tell us what happened to yours, but it's under warranty and you should contact WR Watches.
From what I can tell, I want to put it on the cyclotron. There's a few tests actually. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I wanted to do with that Rdunae watch. I wanted to run an overall accuracy test and run it on my cyclotron, which is this deal which it turns and spins and things like this. It gives you overall accuracy because it's all this multi-positional stuff, and it also tests the automatic winding. Because I wanted to be able to run it, make sure it's 100% automatic, and then do a power reserve test. It should be in the mid 30 hours. It should. I don't know that I'm really seeing that right now. The problem that I saw where it stopped, it looked like a hand interference issue. The sweep hand was sitting right on top, right over the minute hand. Unfortunately, I didn't take a minute to go and look carefully and see if it was actually touching or if maybe it was a magnetized issue. Those are definitely tests that I wanted to do. If I have to go in, I have to go in. And I did want to fool with that dial. So, I don't know. I'm going back and forth on it. There's a number of projects that I want to do, and I really want to put that one through its paces and figure out what's up. And especially considering stories like what you're giving us about the reliability of what you've gotten, it makes me wonder what's happening here. So, I'd like to find out.
John Boy of Alaska. Morning, Spencer and Sabrina. It's been a while and a lot of good videos. Keep it up. I love the discussion. At least your videos feel like a discussion between you and us viewers.
Well, I mean, I'm talking to whoever the one person is out there. I'm busy much, I don't know who I visualize when I'm talking. Most of the time, I don't know. Kids, my kids, our kids.
The kids?
The kids. I don't know. I'm talking to somebody.
I bought my first SKX, but not the one everyone else has. I got the Blue Bullet, the SKX 005, and I am wondering if any old SKX 013 bracelet will fit. It looks like the same case, but it is case number 010, and the SKX 013 is case number 030. Any insights?
I believe that the 013 is 20 millimeters, not 22, so that would be an issue. I have a black bullet here. You've got a blue bullet. Boy, nobody talks about the bullets anymore. That whole like range of SKX models is actually really interesting because there was a whole range of all these different ones, not just SKX 007, etc. A lot of them are forgotten now. The bullets were a good example. I can put in. Why don't I put in a little thing? I'll go and look at the SKX, all the different SKXs really quick.
Okay, so we are looking here at the Seiko SKX Complete Guide. This is off the Seiko guy's website. He's got good referential material that I use a lot. This is the complete list of all the SKXs, so not just the SKX 007, the one that everybody knows, the most famous one, but all of the really obscure ones. I mean, a lot of these, most people have never heard of, never seen. I've never seen an SKX 005. Never seen an SKX 006 that I can remember. Yep, definitely seen SKX 011. There's the SKX 013, 20 millimeters. Because it's a smaller case too. It's one of these mid-sized cases. That's what these are. People used to go nuts about these things. They used to go nuts about these watches, and I mean, granted, it's sort of a Submariner ripoff, but people used to really like those. I've never seen one of these. Yeah, that's a cool watch. Hey, where are these pictures? They were here before. Oh, man. That sucks. Those pictures, where are those pictures? Oh, I'm super bummed. Because they had pictures of every single one, including the Black Bullet and everything else like that. That's a bummer. Let me make sure. Come on. Oh, I'm super bummed. Because there's all these great ones. I don't know, the internet's been really weird for me today. Damn. Okay, well, that means I'm just going to be able to come back and make a new video with this. And when that gets fixed, and I'm going to message him right now. I think it's just his website being all kinds of glitchy. Look at these. First gen monster, right? Nobody ever thought those would take off. But they have, and they're insane, and people love them. But have you ever seen one of these? Anyway, this is the Bullet watch. This is the Black Bullet. I have one of these in almost mint condition. His website is still being buggy. But the most important part is that link works. I looked, by the way, for some way to contact him easily. I can't find him. So if somebody knows the Seiko guy, write him and tell him his SKX page is failing to load correctly. If anybody's interested in a really nice condition Black Bullet, please let me know. I've got one.
So anyway, that was fun, very interesting. I hope I haven't actually filmed that yet, but yeah, as far as I know, you've got 20 versus 22 millimeters.
Pete Moss, some information, 7548A and 7549A.
Wait, is this about the
technical guide?
Okay, all right.
Do you want me to read this?
Let me see. Can I borrow this really quick? Oh, okay. Oh, this is actually, it's interesting because it's Seiko documentation. This gentleman wrote in with Seiko documentation about the punch mark for the battery change, what the actual Seiko instructions are.
Okay. So the 7548 diagram on page 33 of the technical guide states, in the checks be sure to inscribe O mark on the case back showing the expected time of the next battery replacement, punch a mark or make a notable inscription. Context is everything. $500 in 1984 is equivalent in purchasing power to about $1,300 per 2021 USD. The yen USD exchange rate was about 0.0045 cents, so dead even. CPI $160 in 1984 is worth $417.28 in 2021. I paid $130-ish on sale, rubber strap only, new out of the box from the Navy Exchange, Yokosuka, Japan, March 1984 on an E2 monthly salary. Huge purchase for 19 years. 1992-ish, San Diego restoration, new Seiko official rubber band, battery replace, new bezel insert and crystal with ball bearing, complete service for around $160. No additional battery dimple punch mark was added though.
Somebody didn't follow their instructions. They were slacking. That's pretty cool. I just want to look at that really quick. That's a lot of great information. Okay, I will look. I don't have those. Do I have those tech pages? I may not have those tech pages, but thank you very much. That was a very informative comment.
Saul Brook. There is nothing wrong with your Rdunae R2X. In their effort to provide an immersive Seiko-like experience, they are emulating QC issues along with pilfering IP. I look forward to a complete teardown and analysis.
Yeah, that's. I mean, there's something to be said. I mean, yeah. I'm looking at it and it's just sitting on my bench, and I have to just be willing. You know, if I have to get in there and I have to dig into it, because until I change that sweep hand with its red stoplight, until I won't wear the watch. I can't do it. I can't even look at it.
Wow.
That's how much it bothers me. I just, you know, I've got other issues with it as well, and I'm thinking about modding the dial, frosting the markers. It's kind of a pain in the behind to do, right? But it would, I think, make the watch look better, maybe. I don't know, but yes, thank you, Saul.
True Blue Miata. Hi guys, always happy to wake up Saturday and find a mail call in my inbox.
Cool.
Read the lack of battery marks on the golden tuna. Had Seiko replaced them with the 2-second low battery indicator by then, I think good enough gets a bum rap. Life is short, so get the job done and move on. Of course, perfection is sometimes needed. As for the concourse car you might be building. Did I read that right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. As my builder friend likes to say, that's good enough. It ain't the Taj Mahal.
What's the saying? It's don't let perfection be the enemy of good enough, I think is the old saying. I don't remember what the context is. I don't know. I have some. I'd like to think I have some pretty high standards for what good enough is, but then I'm working with some more exacting materials.
Well, yeah. I mean, time is kind of an exact thing.
Time has come today, honey.
Huh?
Oh, sorry, it's an old song.
Okay. Drazen Bobich. For me, there was only one real pure to form samurai SBDA 001, pure titanium sweetness and a representation of clean, sharp Seiko's design language.
This was a comment on an old video about.
Oh God, you didn't even separate the.
I forgot to.
Okay, so what happened was he just put the questions together and forgot to say what video things come from.
Well, most of those have come from Mail Call anyway.
Okay.
It's just his happens to be an outlier
Okay.
on an old samurai video. Those first gen JDM Samurais, I've owned 2 of 3. I own the orange and I own the blue. Both came from Jonathan Koch. And the orange, that was the first time I saw a new watch, a modern watch, like a picture of one, somebody had a wrist shot, where I was just filled with lust. It was the first time I had ever seen a watch that I not only had to have, but was absolutely in despair that I would probably never be able to find or own one. I ended up getting both of Jonathan Koch's. Unfortunately, I have over the years sold them because I wasn't wearing them, because the stock bracelets come with only a certain number of links, and it's just ever so slightly too tight for me, and I could never find another link. They're really cool. I wish I still had those watches. That would be nice, but. You know, those first gen samurais. They launched that whole thing for a reason. They were cool.
Francis Palmer 9737. Hi Spencer and Sabrina. I was wondering if you could show and explain to us an original genuine beads of rice Seiko bracelet and endlinks, because there are so many fake or copies out there, and they do have any markings on, and do they have any markings on the clasps or endlinks? That sounds like a segment.
Well, the problem is that Seiko did it every single way you can possibly imagine. They did them with numbers. They did them not numbered. They did them with really fancy indentations and folds and bottom keepers, and they did them without keepers, and they did them sometimes with just ears. Sometimes they did them where they had a circular clasp bit that was cut out to hold the spring bars. Sometimes they didn't have that. It just there's no one way. I mean, they made so many different grains of rice or beads of rice bracelets. It's mind blowing how many different that they've got. I can put in a little segment, but it'll be more funsies than anything actually informative. I've got a couple Seiko watches on beads of rice, 2 different kinds. But so we'll try that. Most of the way you're going to tell if it's an original bracelet, look at the clasp and look at the fold. So those should say, you know, stainless steel Japan B or stainless steel Japan, whatever the heck it is, and be a genuine original Seiko clasp. Those have to be the case because most people are simply not going to go to the trouble of trying to disassemble a grains of rice bracelet to put a non-Seiko one to put a Seiko fold in it. People aren't going to do that. So the end links, if it fits the watch and it fits the bracelet, you know, that's pretty much all you need. There might be minor cosmetic differences, but that's pretty much it. If you can find one, those end links that fit the bracelet and fit the case, boy, that's a huge win. That's a huge win because Seiko had no problems whatsoever making minor case changes for no other reason than they seemed to sort of feel like doing it at the time. Get that match and you're good. Okay, so this is my A306. What a beautiful watch. What a gorgeous, 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 gorgeous watch. This is late 60s. These are hand winders and automatic. They run at a pretty, you know, slow clip, 18,000 BPH, but they're so steady and even. Anyway, there's some early style end links. They're pretty ornate. They have little ears here which you fold down to take up any extra stuff, but they've got some nice finishing on them, like this leading edge is curled under so it doesn't scratch the case. This is a really nice bracelet too. Those folded center links. And some people might be like, dude, that's not a grains of rice. And I'm like, it's close enough. But solid oval end links, this thing's just a masterpiece. Really gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous design.
Coosby8162. I have a Seiko quartz diver 5H something. I bought in 93 and the punch mark is in 95, and the shop owner told me what it means when I purchased it, and he told me that the seconds hand would drop to a 2-second tick when time to change the battery. Also, no one who changed a battery ever added a new punch mark though. Maybe it's forgotten knowledge because it's not important.
I'm sure that could be the case. I mean, because Seiko abandoned their service centers. They don't do servicing anymore. And it was right around that time where Seiko was shutting down all these service centers and where these watches went from being repairable to disposable. You know, not a quartz watch, but people just stopped thinking about maintenance in terms of watches. And that was like kind of the low point. Maybe, you know, the word is going to get out again and people are going to start, well, I mean, you can't use the punch scale because it's going to be so out of date, but yes. That's kind of a bummer. You can do it the Japanese way and try to get a date and month in it, but no, I don't think so. Best way to do it is to, I marked the battery change inside the case. And that doesn't tell the owner anything though.
Well, I think the double skippy seconds hand thing is kind of obvious.
Yeah, that's the way it is.
Tony Ricciardi. Hi, Spencer and Sabrina. Hope all is well with you and your family. I was curious what you considered the best or most active Seiko forums currently. I seem to bounce between Facebook groups, Reddit, or other random forum website. Is there anyone specifically that you think is the absolute best for education and community conversation? I
don't really go to any online forums. I just sort of got out of the habit. Plus, I would go and people, you know, I enjoy talking to people, but people would, you know, people there are people who want to send their watches in, and I can't necessarily accommodate everybody. And it gets to be a real bummer when I still have to repeatedly, you know, tell people, I'm sorry, I can't help you right now. I mean, and I wasn't going there and socializing. It was becoming another extension of like work. And so I stopped going on, you know, and the one that I go to the most actually is Reddit. I'm a mod. I'm one of the mods on the Reddit board. I'm responsible for it. So, and it's actually pretty active.
Crispy8162. Oh, this is about green bean.
Oh, this is a green bean question.
Fun cars. I had a 78 BGT for 12 years, sold in 2005 and moved to the other side of the world. Should have shipped it over.
Which part of which world did you go to another part of another world? Like, did you go from the UK to like Australia or something? I'm curious. I mean, to have a 78 BGT and then you move around the world, I'm curious about where that is. So if you have time, tell me about it. That'd be pretty neat.
That's it.
That's it. Okay, folks. That was a fine and I hope fun Friday, the 13th.
So spooky.
Yep, Friday the 13th. It doesn't feel like Friday the 13th. It feels like another hot summer day.
As I'm wearing flannel.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, well, thanks. If you folks are still watching this point, we thank you so very much that you're still watching our videos. It means a lot to us, and it helps our channel, and it helps our business. So thank you very, very much for watching all the way to the end, and special thanks just to you. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.